Welcome to this overview of AdSystems.io. My name is Jared Austin, one of the co-founders of AdSystems.io, along with my business partner, Grant Rowland. We're going to be getting into today with you guys how to go from a 1099 life insurance sales rep to a business owner. Hint, recruiting agents doesn't make you a business owner. Having systems that predictably turn strangers into paying customers does. Double hint, buying leads and dialing is not a system. To whom it may concern, I am you, better yet, we are you. Myself and my business partner Grant are both actively licensed agents. We're both currently on a multi six figure per year run rate for selling insurance premium. We have hired agents. We have done every marketing tactic in the book to acquire leads. And through our collective 10 years of sales and entrepreneurship, we've developed a system that has continually solved every problem we've ever encountered in the life insurance industry. This was me before we had developed the system. I was coming out of multiple different entrepreneurial ventures into the life insurance space. And to be honest, the life insurance space was one of the hardest things for me to crack. We had inconsistent lead flow, outsourced leads. We were buying aged leads, working people who had not opted in to even request our service. And I say all of that to say, I was struggling. I was looking for a solution, and I knew that I needed to, instead of look for the solution, I had to be the solution. So this is me, run of the mill, below average numbers. I issued for the entire month of November $5,000 in premium. What's even scarier than that is that more than half the team was below that. You look at the numbers, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 2,000, all the way down to $230. Top producer did 40 grand. Nobody even did above 15,000 for the month of November. And as a team, collectively, we issued 115,000. Fast forward about 90 days into after we had implemented the AdSystems.io infrastructure into our business model. This is me, second on the IP report. Only person above me on the IP report was the one that went from 40,000 to about 79,000, who had also benefited from our infrastructure build out within our agency. Again, I went from 5,000 below average run of the mill to almost 30,000 in issued premium. Again, the next best 19,000, 15,000, 13,000. A lot of people issuing, actually more than half of the agents had issued over 10,000 in premium for the month of April, where what ended up being run of the mill was more so below average during April for writing $5,000 on the month. Our team had jumped again from 115,000 to 203,000 in terms of issued premium about 90 days after we had built out this infrastructure within our agency. My business partner, Grant, his testimonial is far more impressive than mine. This was a 30-day turnaround time after we had developed the AdSystems.io framework and launched it with inside his personal business. During the month of December, he spent about $4,500 in ad spend, average cost per lead around $18, and issued 27,000 in premium for a total team production of 39,000. He jumped up from a whopping 27 to 85,000 in issued premium over the course of a 30-day time frame from December to January. He only spent about $1,500 more that month. He went from $4,500 to about $6,200 in terms of ad spend. Cost per lead was right around the same. It was $18, and then jumped from 39,000 up to 119,000 in terms of total team issued premium. Between myself and Grant, collectively in our careers, we've sold door to door, we sold in office, in home, over the phone, on Zoom, one to many, in living rooms, from stages, and we've sold to cold door knocks, warm door knocks, age leads, cold calls, warm leads, preset appointments, friends, friends of friends, family members, live audiences, and the list goes on. With that being said, we've also encountered every problem in the life insurance industry, from poor lead quality to outdated dialers, lack of tech, low show rates, no appointment system, no automated follow-up, unopened drip text, poorly written SMS and email drips, redundant sales scripts, ineffective appointment scripts, no shows, opt-outs, outsourcing leads, inconsistent lead flow, roll-up debt, high churn, and this list could probably go on for pages and pages. With that being said, we put in our 10,000 hours separately as individual agencies to solve these problems in the order that they presented themselves. First, it was the leads. This was the major pivotal turning point that we had to crack in order to go from between 5 and 20,000 a month to between 30 and 80,000 a month as individual producers in the life insurance space. These are some examples of daily screenshots all the way up to entire campaigns. We ran everything from IULs to final expense, and the images could go on and on and on. Anywhere from $5, $6, $10, $15 per lead, up to total campaigns where we generated thousands and thousands of leads at incredibly cheap cost per lead, $16 over the course of this campaign, 2,600 leads. We spent 42,000 in leads and issued hundreds of thousands in premium, all while maintaining this high performing campaign mark that Facebook delineates the top couple percent campaigns based on niche. Now that we've had leads and we were able to acquire leads for cheap, effective leads that wanted to speak with us, they needed to convert. Here's some commission statements from the top carriers that we wrote. I think the proof of converting is there, but obviously just for the sake of driving home the point, some of the commission statements that both myself and my business partner received over our time running the system and working these leads. And we went from being in an agency that didn't even believe in appointments because the show rate was in the single digits across the entire agency for appointments to having calendars that looked like this. And clients automatically were booking with us and wanted to speak with us. And not only that, but they were responsive and texting us back without us even having to lift a finger. As you can see, people are saying, yes, okay, confirming. It could go on and on, right? Automatic bookings with people responding to our automations, confirming themselves on our calendar. Now, before we go any further, I want to clarify a few things. We're going to start with who this isn't for, and then transition into who this is for. So who this is not for: new agents. If you're a new agent, stay on our email list. We're going to send you value so that eventually this can be for you. Agency is doing less than $50,000 a month in premium. If you're net depositing less than 5 figures per month in commissions and overrides, this is not for you. Agency owners who are spending less than $2,500 a month on leads. People who are looking for something for nothing. Anybody that wants to stay in the 1099 self-employed quadrant for forever, right? This is not for you. Now, who this is for: agencies that are doing over $50,000 a month in premium. If you're net depositing more than 5 figures per month in commissions and overrides. Agency owners that are spending over $2,500 a month on leads, lead vendors, ad retainers, etc. All models that are not going to work, by the way. Agents with a business owner attitude that are used to investing in their business, right? Agency owners whose agents are spread across 18 different CRMs. There's no consistency in onboarding. You're wasting hundreds of hours per month due to lack of systems. Agency owners whose agents have lost faith in the process due to unpredictable ways of actually even getting customers. Agents that want more calendar bookings than they're currently getting. Agents that want to increase their average premium per sale with targeted marketing. Agency owners ready to buy their time back. And how is this possible? We've boiled it down into 5 simple steps as a solution to this problem. And we know it actually works because unlike anybody else who's actually in this space as a lead vendor or an ad agency, we're actual agents using this exact process that we've developed in real time currently. We are using the system right now. The 5 pieces are lead generation, lead nurture, quality appointments, qualified sales calls, and CRM automations. All connected together in one simple system that's designed to take strangers into paying customers. Now let's unpack each section. First section being lead generation. Buying leads does not work. It's not even a dying model. It's already a dead model. The first thing that I realized about this industry is actually a lesson that I learned from dating. The one being pursued always has the upper hand. And this goes for sales in general. They're the one with perceived status in the equation, the one that's being pursued. And from day one, my goal was to flip status and hold more of what's called the doctor's frame, where customers reached out because they needed me and not me reaching out because I needed them, aka I needed to make money. On top of that, if you don't actually own this process, you don't have a business. Your lead vendor or your ad agency owns your business if you don't own it. And regardless if you want to admit this or not, they're in total control of how much goes in and comes out of your bank account. Second step, lead nurture. Almost every agency that we work with has never even heard of this concept. The old way of selling life insurance virtually involves zero lead nurture, slick talking strangers on the phone, a high volume of rejection, and burning through hundreds of dials a day. What we've cracked the code on is actually nurturing our leads that come in from the second that they see the ad all the way until they're a booked appointment. Imagine a day where people know what you're talking about, are ready to buy, text you back, and answer your calls. Once we no longer had a lead problem, this became our top priority to solve, was how to nurture leads throughout a sequence. Third step in the process, quality appointments. It's not enough to have a booked calendar. In fact, if it's full of fluff appointments, that's actually worse off for you than an empty calendar, because having every hour blocked off for no-shows creates a fake sense of being busy, which will slow you down in the long run way more than spending your day doing outreach. What you need is a system where the show rate is high enough to consistently and predictably close business. Next step of the puzzle, qualified sales call. This is piece 4. If you still need to handle objections on a daily basis, not even a daily basis, I know people who are doing this by the hour, by the minute, this one's for you. First of all, people who feel like they're being Jedi mind tricked into buying life insurance, they're going to be the first ones to cancel, and they're going to be the first ones to churn out the quickest. Don't shoot the messenger, just take a look at your agency debt portal. Second, after taking hundreds and hundreds of sales calls just this year, I think I can count on one hand the amount of resistance that I've had to sensitive information like social security numbers and bank account numbers. This is directly correlated with the doctor frame we've created during our advertising. Clients now want to quote unquote date us. Last step of the puzzle, number 5, CRM automations. It's not enough to have a CRM and only use the dialer function anymore. If your automations aren't dialed in, you're already behind. When I came into the industry, I was set up with a dialer that had some SMS automations and email automations, but they might as well have not even have been there because that's how bad they were actually written. They created way more opt-outs than appointments that they created, if they even generated an appointment to begin with. After putting our 10,000 hours into developing high-level copywriting skills, we implemented brand new SMS campaigns that in the first week that we used them, converted 20% of the leads that had previously didn't book with us into appointments on our calendar. How to actually implement this system. A mentor of mine who was speaking on stage at a personal development seminar, he taught me this lesson. He stood on stage and he said this: the 2 most important muscles that you need to exercise in business are 1, personal growth, learning, developing. This is the first muscle. The second muscle is the action-taking muscle. Standing there on stage, what he said was, let personal growth, learning, developing represent your first leg and action represent the other leg. If all you do is just personal growth and you only focus on one of the 2 components, the learning, developing, the growing, you're going to spin around clockwise in a circle. He stood there on stage in front of all of us and spun around visually on 1 foot, only moving 1 leg, going around in a circle. If all you do is just take action, you're going to spin just in the opposite direction. What he did was he then took his other leg and spun counterclockwise in the opposite direction. But when you learn and then you do, and then you grow and you act and you grow and then you act, that's when you actually start walking forward towards where you're meant to be and going, right? So now some of you here, where maybe this is you show up on Zoom or you're out in the field selling at 7 a.m., 8 a.m., you're the first one up, you're the first one after it, you make your $500 a day, you work endless appointments, but with a broken system, you're stuck spinning on the action foot. So you're still going in a circle, you're not going anywhere. And there's going to be others of you that have heard this whole breakdown of how to solve every systematical error in your insurance agency, but it went in 1 year and it's going to stay there. And you don't plan on taking the steps to fix problems that you're currently facing. My ask of you is very, very simple. If you've already booked your call, show up early and show up prepared. If you haven't booked a call yet, there will be a calendar link to do so, either in an email, in the form that you filled out. There will be a calendar link for you to book a call. If I don't see you personally myself on the strategy call, I look forward to meeting you soon. Again, my name is Jared Austin. My last call to action for you is to stop spinning in place on the floor like my mentor and take the first step towards acting on what you've heard today. I will see you guys on the inside.